Hi, in our last video I ended with trying to figure out how to finish off our bench. I ultimately decided to go with lag screws. In order to get our lag screws nice and flush so they're not sticking out, I'm going to use the drill press. I already have the depth set. This one's already finished, but I can give a quick demonstration. Get it all nice and lined up. And that's that. Now, if you don't have a drill press, you can use a drill. You just want to be very careful and take it slow. I have almost snapped my wrist using one of these bits. All right, got all the legs lined up. We got all of our notches done. Everything looks really clean. Everything's been pre-drilled. Some of these already have washers in them. That's exactly, try to go for a nice little pattern there. What I'm going to do now is these meet up. So then when I go to sand, I know not to go past that mark because these are so tight together. I want to get all the sanding, rounding, anything else that I want to do done before I permanently screw them on. This did take a little time, but remember I said mark the bottom? Because I was going to round out all the other edges, make it look nice and smooth. That would be opposed to those sharp edges there. So after this, I am going to attempt to set it up and probably 2 or 3 times faster, show you how I did it. These are the tools I use a lot. This is my hand planer. This is a smaller one, rasp. Just picked this one up at a yard sale. This is a very aggressive antique rasp, another rasp with a file on it. Now I just use those tools to get that nice curve on it. And there you have it. That's basically what I do, just repeat over and over again. Some nice curves. It's pretty flat up there. I'm just going to continue on and do that to all the legs. I was finishing up the last leg and came across a good example. These are called mill marks. So when it was going through the mill, the blades were rotating and whatnot and chipping away, and it left these. I like to leave them. I think it adds character. You can go through and sand all of them out and whatnot, but I think it's a waste. like I said, it adds interest. About to put my last lag screw in here. As you can see, I pre-drilled. Made sure the hole was all nice and cleaned out so my washer sits nice and flat. Now when using lag screws, you want to make sure you drill a hole wide enough and deep enough. If you try to overly torque your lag screw, they are very prone to break right here. And it is a giant pain to undo this. So let's get the last lag screw in. I think I hit our old friend Hickory, and that's why we don't overly torque them. Broke it right off. For the most part, that worked out. Went ahead and put it in a different angle. It might be not quite as flat as the other ones. It's only decorative after all at this point. Everything else is all glued and put together. But that's it. That's all the lag screws. Now I just have to go ahead and round edges and clean the top up. Well, I just went through with my planer and planed the top. I haven't sanded or anything yet, but pretty happy with the results. Got everything pretty level. On this corner, I already went ahead and started doing a round over. I'm trying to match that washer in there so it looks nice and clean. I had to round over these edges, make it look nice and pretty. Do a little cleanup back here. All in all, it's in pretty good shape. It is just pallet wood after all. Just finished up all the rounding. I decided to go ahead and hit those bottom edges too. All the way around down there. I just started the final sanding. I already went over it with the belt sander. I'm using what's called a finish sander now. Because I worked in retail for a while, I just want to clear some things up. On sandpaper, the lower the number, the rougher it is. So 80 is going to be our roughest, 100, 120. So I'll go over it with 80, then probably just hit the top and the sides with 100 and then 120, just to make it a little smoother and a little nicer. So wrapping things up here, I should be all done today. All right, that's it. All done. I just finished sanding, rubbed it down with some teak oil. I decided to go with that because, well, that's what was around the shop versus doing a stain or paint. I guess it came out pretty good. Got some nice, smooth, clean lines. Took a little time to get everything looking nice. It doesn't wobble, which is always a good thing. Got all of our lag screws in. Let me show you a few things about this. Oh, it's probably hard to see if I can get a better angle. This is black walnut. I did not expect to find that in pallet wood. Absolutely gorgeous piece of wood. Let's come up here. There's our hickory and more hickory. Some of these other ones, I just don't know what they are. Those are two, I'm pretty confident I know what it is. All right, that's it. That's the project. Built a pallet bench. I want to say not using too many different tools, but let's think. We used the miter saw, the impact driver, the drill press, socket wrench. Okay, I might even used a little bit more toys than I normally do. But here's the thing, if you don't have an impact driver, you can always use the drill. If you don't have a miter saw, you can use a hand saw. If you don't have a drill press, you can use a drill. If you don't have a belt sander, you use a palm sander. Or you just do it by hand. The rest of the tools are relatively cheap. We just use some wraps, some hand planers. I have seen those come up, you know, in garage sales, different places, antique stores, whatnot. Rasp and planers last a long time, especially rasp. You can pick them up relatively cheap. But the big thing is get out there, build something. It's fun. You end up with a piece of furniture. I personally sell them. But be safe. Always be cautious of what you're doing and don't get yourself in danger. All right, if you have any comments, want to get in contact with me, you know, feel free. I'll answer the questions the best I can.